Hello and welcome. My name is Nathan, and today over in the mastering channel, we're going to have a look at this track. This track was sent to me as a test track to see what I could do for it. Mix and mastering, of course. So the stems are all in mono. They were mono recorded. I can give you an example. One second. Which is all in mono and German, which is interesting. So I've been working on this one now for 2 hours, 50, we'll say 3 hours. And I'm going to show you the process, what I did, which you haven't heard yet, and what I did and how I did it, and taking it from a mono into more of a stereo feel. So right now we're going to have a look at the track. None of my effects are on. There is volume controlled and they are panned. That's pretty much about it for now. As you can hear, it is quite dull, and you can't really hear everything. So, and you're probably wondering why there's so many files. So if you have a look at this one first, that's our bass. And then to have that kind of a wide feel, we'd have two of the same files. This is the left side, this is the right side. Right. Down here we have the vocals. We have the main vocal.
Du hast gebetet, geweint und gefleht.
There's actually some reverb on that. And then this is the left vocal,
Vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten
which is
ist.
lower. And then this one.
Vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten ist. Kannst es.
And then down here we have all the drums. We have like the kick. Oops. We have the kick drum, snare, other snare, hi-hats. This funny, I think it's Tom's. He was really rocking it. That or it was really out of key, that skin, but smashing it. Overhead links. Oh. Overhead for cymbals. I think that sounds pretty groovy. That one. It's the overhead for that piece. It's very nice. So as it's all in mono, we're gonna have a look at the mixing. And so basically, what I did with mixing, these are the not that one. These are the WAV files, and then I have my own buses, and I'll explain what all this is. So because it's mono, and there's almost two of everything. So what I decided to do, and I'll open this wide for you. So channel 9, channel 10 is left and right of the main guitar. This is going into bus 1 Why bus 1? Okay. So bus 1 is how do I say that one? So if any changes I was going to make on this channel, it would have to be the same on this channel. And doing so, you would have a doubling effect of plugins. And if you don't have a good enough PC, I do actually, but I still do it this way, you would have doubles of everything and you would use up too much memory. So even though they're going to be exactly the same, I have them into bus 1, which then I have EQing, I have some compression, I have a very simple cutoff, and a limiter, which is on pause. We also has a little bit of compression there because it was really loud. And we can have a listen to that one. So without the effects. Now, these samples were probably recorded on full volume and there was probably no effects or anything on them. So the volumes were down here at 50, is where I always start. And this one here is at 80, which is my standard. I never go above 80. There's these two, but they're background symbols and stuff. So their volume was even lower, so I could have their buses on higher. This is how I mix. So I mainly mix with the 4 buses. And have everything else nice, standard. So that's the main part for these 2 channels. Then if we move on to the second 2 channels, again they're going to be 2 same sounds in 2 different channels. One has pan, one left and right, same as the other channels. They're going into this bus, which only has a widener, and even though it's already been panned, like if you listen to it, with the effects on, takes it from the mono feel to a bit more stereo. EQing is very simple. I will go into detail on what I'm doing in EQing shortly after this part. Next we have the power guitar on full left, which is actually just going straight into the master, because it's just the intro guitar. After that, let's have a quick look here. Have a look at the vocal parts. Okay.
Darum muss man vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten ist. Kannst es, wenn...
The vocals are in German, yes. If you understand, please comment down what he's actually saying. I don't actually speak German. The vocals themselves, I have it going into its own bus, which has its own vocal plugin and a limiter, which isn't turned on right now. And on itself, I have a widener, another effect, which is very similar to the one that's on it. A little bit of EQing because it's very sharp, and the limiter. So without.
Darum muss man vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten ist. Kannst es wenden und es drehen. Pferde Scheiße bleibt halt Mist. Darum lass dir erzählen. Es macht keinen Sinn, sich zu quälen.
Right, so let's put on the effect for this channel first without the bus channel.
Darum muss man vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten ist. Kannst es wenden und es drehen. Pferde Scheiße bleibt halt Mist. Darum lass dir erzählen. Es macht keinen Sinn, sich zu quälen.
So when does the other parts come in? Let's have a quick look at that. It is. Okay. So either side of that, then there's harmony stuff.
Darum muss man vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten ist. Kannst es wenden und es drehen. Pferde Scheiße bleibt halt.
Alright, so this side we'll take first.
Darum muss man vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten.
With effects on.
Darum muss man vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten ist. Kannst es wenden und es drehen. Pferdescheiße bleibt halt.
Very simple dreaming vocals from JJP. Very simple and very simple.
Darum muss man
cutting off the lower end because there was other sounds in that room and on that vocal, and there's a little bit more gain on top.
Darum muss man vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten ist. Kannst es wenden und es drehen. Pferdescheiße bleibt halt. Darum muss man vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten ist. Kannst es wenden und es drehen. Pferdescheiße bleibt halt.
Like, remember, we're coming from mono and we're changing it into stereo, or a more wider mono, if there's any such thing as mono stereo. So everything is dull and you're making it more brighter, more cleaner. So those three on their own, with the effects on.
Darum muss man vielleicht gehen, wenn's am allerschlimmsten ist. Kannst es wenden und es drehen. Pferdescheiße bleibt halt Mist. Darum lass dir erzählen. Es macht keinen Sinn, sich zu quälen.
Okay, let's move on. That's pretty much as good as I got that vocals to be from the original. Let me see, what's left then? Drums. So all the drum stuff. Sorry if that was a little loud. The kick going into its own kick bus, which just has a widening effect to give it more fatness and wide. Some EQing, which isn't on right now. Cut off a little bit of spike on the lower end. Limiter, again there's a little bit more of a spike here. It's just because the kick was very dull. And that's with the effects on. Really, really fat. Snares with the effects on. There's no effects on that one, okay. Hi-hats with effects on. Off. On. Just a simple hi-hat, EQing and a compression, because it was very, very loud. You have the overhead rooms then. Overhead mics. I think that's pretty dope on its own. I would listen to that for hours. Alright, so then the master channel then, I was giving him two different mastering techniques. One was ozone, and then clear master, and I give the two of them over to him in two different files, and he liked the clear master a bit more. Clear master is just a preset you work with, and then from that you work from there. So the highs, mids, and lows, you change what you need to do, which isn't really much. Sorry if that was a bit loud. I didn't expect that one to be as loud. On master channel, it's just a very simple limiter that stops it from clipping 0. What else is there? So we had a look at the stems, and we had a look at some of the mixing. The other parts of the mixing, if we had looked through each part. There's EQing, which just defaults, which is from Guitar Arc 1. These are professionally made, so there's no really need to change them. You can if you want, but they're really fine for mono tracks. compressor without that. It's a lot more screechier. There's reverb on that as well, just giving it that bit more away from the mono feel. I'm just turn the master down because that is probably too loud in your headphones. So yeah, I couldn't have a freezing option. So if you look at the dB for the guitars and stuff, maybe I can do it in silence. Oh, there we go. So these are all pretty much in the same grouping. So they're all similar in level. And the drums, then we have a very simple downstairs effect coming from high to low, which is pretty much all drum kits. Your kicks are louder than the snares, then the hi-hats, and then your background, not background, I keep saying that, your overhead mics. You just decide what you want then on to be loud. And that popping sound you hear is probably my CPU. Let's smart disable. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That was the coming from a mono to mono stereo, making it more wider. And this was the test song I was sent. So if you like this video, if this has helped you in any way, please give me a thumbs up and comment if you have any questions. And don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon, because I do comment back in the first 2 hours. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again shortly.